Hello crafty friends, welcome to my channel. This is Gloria and today I have a very fun layout to create along with you. Today I will be trying my hands at this wonderful sketch call from the SCT Magazine. So it's the spring summer call and you gotta use this sketch and send it off, and maybe they choose you or maybe not, but I just think it's such a wonderful sketch. This is created by Allison Davis, who I adore and admire, love their sketches. So I'm gonna try my hand with this collection. It's a Bella Blvd collection called Just Because. So as soon as I saw the little squares behind the photos, I thought of this collection because I remembered this beautiful pattern paper with all the little seeds squares here. So I thought that would work perfectly with that sketch. So look at all these beautiful patterns here. I just can't wait to get my hands on it. I also will be using some of these elements. We have the Bella Pops that are so wonderful. I have the little stickers, the puffy stickers, as well as 2 ephemera packs. And I just adore these packs. They come so packed with tons of embellishments. So I have the ephemera words and the ephemera icons, which I have already here in my little tray. I adore this little cart, the florals, all the little critters, bunnies, just a beautiful spring collection that I will be using with some photos. So come along with me and let's start creating. So friends, the first thing that I did here was cut apart this little seed packages, this little squares, and I arranged them on top of my background paper. I love the B side of this one. Since I get 2 of each in this collection, I thought it was perfect for my background because if you know me, I love pattern, I love colors. So yeah, I love using pattern paper as my base. So I went ahead and arranged them just like they were shown here in the sketch. I added a little smaller strip here just to make it look a little more balanced, and I haven't adhered anything yet. I was using this enormous ruler that I have here just to have them line up, because if you have your first one straight, you will have all of them straight, right? So I will go ahead and arrange them. I barely added some adhesive in the back because I'm gonna stitch how the sketch shows here. I'm gonna add a very thin machine stitching there on the borders. So just go ahead and add a very small amount of double-sided adhesive to hold it in place, and just have fun varying your colors and the illustrations on each little square. If you don't have this collection, friends, you can substitute this for any little label in a collection. You have those like little tickets that are very common in collections, or you can substitute it for the 2x2 cut apart squares that we get commonly in every collection. So just get creative. You can maybe use, if you have on hand this kind of scissors that create that little, I'm gonna show you, that kind of ticket look. Maybe you can create that, would look awesome just to create like a vacations layout or a travel layout. So just get creative, look through your collections and use the sketch to tell a beautiful story in a very fun and creative way. So I'm gonna come back in a minute with everything adhered and my lines, my strips all stitched and attached to my background. So now I have everything all lined up. I've created 6 rows and I created a longer one, a shorter one. So here I used 6 squares and here I used 5. And on the shorter one, I use 4. And I love how it's looking, and I will come back. I will add some machine stitching on some of my lines and I will come back. I also have created, if you see in the sketch, we have a little border on this side and 2 small borders there. So I've gone ahead and cut some pattern papers from this collection, and I will be adding those here. I love this colorful lines. It just brings in all the colors that are in this little squares. So I thought it was just the perfect touch for the border strips. And as you can see, I used it on both sides. So I'm loving how that looks. I'm gonna adhere it and I'm gonna add some machine stitching there as well, and I will come back. Okay friends, I'm back from adding my machine stitching, and look how awesome this little squares look. I'm super excited for these little seed packages and how they're looking. So like the sketch showed, I added a couple of 1-line stitches and a couple of 2 lines. And I added an extra to this side, an extra line of the squares, just I think it looks a little more balanced. So here I have my 2 photos. These is a Easter celebration. The Easter bunny went to my in-laws' house, and here is my little family, and here is the side of my husband's family, his grandma that already passed away, and here's all his brothers and the family just having a great time and making it special for my girls. I also added this journaling tag down here that says love. I had to cut it a little just to make it this size. The sketch gives a 3x2 inch photo, so I stayed true to that. I first went ahead and printed a bigger photo and just placed it on a piece of white cardstock that I had, but that size covered too much of my patterns, so I just stuck to the size that the sketch suggested. So it looks much better, and now I'm gonna bring in some little florals. I want to create a beautiful cluster up here, so I'm gonna have one there. I have the space to create it. I have like white space on my photo, but if you have something important there, you can put it behind. I want that floral to show since it's so beautiful, and to cover that white space on my photo. So I'm gonna have that up there. I will bring in my little bunny here. He reminds me so much of the bunny that arrived to my in-laws place. I'm gonna bring another floral here. I really like this little, like, I'm not sure what the name is, but there's little arrows that says grow, thrive, and flourish. And I want that to come behind my bunny without covering any of the people on the photo. So I'm gonna have that there. I'm gonna bring in some green leaves as well. And I was thinking of adding this, it's a spring thing, as my title, maybe tucking it there and cutting a little at the end. So look how beautiful that's looking. I have to pop everything and start adhering, but it's already looking awesome. So yeah, let's start adhering that and finishing this beautiful layout inspired on that awesome sketch. Okay friends, I'm back. I've adhered all the embellishment on my 2 clusters. I've added my journaling directly to my tag with some typed journaling, and it reads, "It was a perfect spring," and it reads like this: "It was a perfect spring day filled with sunshine, laughter, and sweet moments as we spent time with the Easter Bunny. Surrounded by family and delicious chocolates, the girls were thrilled. His visit brought so much joy, making this day one we will cherish forever. A beautiful celebration of spring, family, and the magic of Easter." Okay friends, I've gone ahead and adhered the basic elements for my 2 clusters up here. I added some typed journaling directly to my tag. It's something I love to do because it gives me more space to add my story. And I was putting aside a couple things that could work because I'm a more is more girl, so I need to add a couple more things. So I see this like something is missing up here, maybe on the left side. So I was thinking of 2 elements that could work. Maybe this beautiful little rainbow that I can add up here, like peeking behind my florals, and trying not to cover my square so much. So that's one option there. Another option is adding a little tag or a little word strip that could, you know, give you a straight line and work perfectly with those more organic lines of the florals. So that could go up there. Laugh and play. I think it looks really good with any of those options, so I'm gonna choose one of those. I was also thinking of maybe adding a little house here, but that's too big, so I'm not sure. And I love this little birdie singing with the florals, and I was thinking of adding him here and extending my embellishment cluster a little with this little guy here. Since we have strips on the left side, it's something that I think would work. And I love my visual triangle, so I was thinking of maybe adding, you know, cutting this a little so it tucks better, but adding a 3rd floral piece here, something like that. I would need to fiddle around with it, but to add a 3rd embellishment cluster and just have that lead the eye of the reader. So I'm not sure. What do you think? Maybe you can leave me a comment saying if you would leave it as is or just come along and embellish it a little more. So I think I'm gonna add that one there, or maybe everything, you know. Maybe everything works. Let's try it out. Is it too much? Yeah, it covers too much of the rainbow there. It's just too, yeah, it's too much. I will just add the rainbow, I believe, because I love how that gives a new shape and extends the cluster a little. So I'm gonna leave that, and I'm gonna play with this around for a minute and see if I keep keep it or I leave it as is. Okay, so I went ahead and cut a little piece of my floral and I'm gonna tuck that one under. And I finally went ahead and adhered both the little tag and the rainbow. I'm gonna take out the little birdie. I think it is a little too much here going on here. And I'm gonna bring in some of the Bella Pops that I adore. In the sketch, we have little butterflies flying around, florals. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some of these and some of the beautiful puffy and epoxy stickers just to sprinkle some confetti around. So I can have some butterflies coming to my clusters, to my florals, and some little bees flying around as well. Okay friends, so my layout is done and I love the end result. I added 3 little bees here to create like a visual triangle with the bees as well. I added some butterflies and I'm loving the end result. I had such a fun time creating with this sketch. I hope you give this sketch a try. The little squares can be replaced with anything. You can cut little squares of patterned paper, create like a patchwork design in the background, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of inspiration using this sketch. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this layout and that you leave it some love and any comments down below. This was Gloria Parra. Until the next time, bye bye.